These things take a while, but they're almost full. This is the difference between mining out a bunch of dirt and throwing it in a spinner to get resources, which really makes a large save file, or you put a thumper on these things and you collect it the slow way, I guess, technically. But it saves on the size of your save file. I've always wondered why we get these little visual glitches all the time. And it doesn't look like taking it off and replacing it fixes this one, like it does the boosters for the rockets. Or thrusters for the shuttles, for those like technical terms. You know, I wonder if that's just a visual glitch. You don't see the hammer coming down, but you see resources being collected. I reported that to Systemera as a bug because it wasn't collecting and it looked like it was doing a long pause. Yeah, it looks like resin's done. And compound will soon be done. Now the question is, will this continue to collect resources when I go back over to the base? Or is this out of render distance and it'll stop? That's another bug that I reported. Well, goodbye, stellar object. Geronimo. I really don't need to research anything. I've got, wow, 4.55 million bytes right now. Wow, my voice really sounds digitized. I wonder what's going on today. I really don't like that this paused when I tabbed out. All right, test, volume, test. That sounds better, but it's not the greatest. I think I need to get a new microphone instead of using the one built into the computer. I don't generally play with the graphics on Ultra, so this blowing snow is really neat to me. It's a shame that they don't have it synced up with the visualization of wind and then the turbines spin. I mean, you can obviously see wind blowing by the turbines and it does nothing. But then the turbines will start even there. As you can see, the turbines just started, but the wind visualization was dying down there. Let's see, did that have anything to do with the voice? No, my voice still sounds digitized and crackling. which is odd because my voice on Discord doesn't sound this way. Let's fly over and see if they're collecting. This is the test to see if it was in render distance. Well, I don't know if it's actually render distance. What kind of distance it has to be in to actually work. That appears to have collected. Let's see. That appears to have collected. Let's reset this number. I don't know if anybody knows about that trick, but you just lift it up and put it down. It's kind of a bug, but hey, it resets and it gives you more. Stay. There we go. Interesting. It doesn't fill up with air even though it's on something that would have air. I like underground tethers. These things work out really well. Come under here and you have a secret underground labyrinth. It's easy to get lost down here. Wow. Little visual glitch there. Normally, I would build a base about 3 times this size with large resource canisters full of everything, maybe 2 or 3 of them, just because I have this habit of just overdoing it, and I'll never use everything that I collect, but it's, an obsession, I guess. That EXO research drop over there that takes ammonium is glitched. You throw ammonium on it, and it doesn't do anything. This, I got so lucky. This is a large deposit of graphite, and when you put the auto extractor on it, it had a full green bar. I've collected so much from that. Normally, I would use 3 auto extractors on a resource and collect all the resources via a auto arm and throw it into a large resource canister. But with the glitch that I found recently, it seems that the auto extractor will extract a resource, but it won't store it, even in a medium resource canister on top of it. It just won't work. And then it'll deplete the area of resources and it won't collect anything. And right there, there's something invisible on the track. And I don't know what it is. It's like a little microscopic, invisible piece of terrain that just I can't get rid of. There, I hit it again. Don't know what it is. Boom. See, it's just like an obstacle in the way. Oh, don't ever waste space in your base by putting down the good old extra large shredder when you can just put it on a large rover and use it this way, only powered by one RTG. This way it can be your base shredder, and if you need to go make a shredding run, then you drag it behind the large rover. More gases than I'll ever use, and I don't actually use the sulfur at all. At one time, I thought I would make a bunch of firework rockets or, dynamite TNT, but I don't have anything to blow up in. There's no reason to make any fireworks. Maybe I'll have a huge display for New Year's Eve or something. Hydrogen, on the other hand, if you're on a server with a lot of people and people like using jetpacks and they, shuttle around a lot, this plus the ammonium is what you need in large quantities. And we did a save where we made a huge item collector slash sorter. We called it the Armageddon base. We went through probably 10 of these large silos here full of the medium gas canisters, 10 of this hydrogen, just making all of the hydrazine for the thrusters that we use on our backpacks, and just shuttling around collecting large amounts of resources to build the thing. And then, of course, you always need nitrogen to make your, oh, what is it? The titanium. Oh, titanium alloy. Yeah, that's right. And then, of course, the methane. Without that, we wouldn't be able to make all of these medium gas canisters. And normally I would set up some sort of automated, thing with one of these extra large resource C platforms, and I would have a whole bunch of hydrogen on there, and I would stick the large resource canister, like you see over there, of the ammonium on there, and it would just constantly make hydrazine, and it would pop up either here on a medium storage silo, or I would put it here in the soil canister. And whenever you pulled off one, it would just automatically make a new one and throw it on there. The other guys that I play with on the server make an automated thing where you walk in and an auto arm will just load you up with the hydrazine canister, and then when you walk back out, it turns it off again so it saves power. And then the automated system would refill the large silo that we would, or the medium silo that we would use, and it would constantly have a stock. And when you're using one of these large 400s over here, of course, it takes 2 ammonium to produce a hydrazine, so you get 200 out of it. But depending on, how many people are playing on your server, you can go through 200 hydrazine, oh gosh, within a couple of hours. Normally, I would build a better battery bank than this using the good old large silo B, probably two of them, with these medium batteries. I like to call them base batteries because, they provide 3 power, and they're the best. I don't know if they're the best storage of energy when it comes to energy density. I still think maybe these batteries, the small batteries, even though they only produce one, hold more than this. So, let's say that I had, this medium battery here, but I use a medium storage which has 8, capacity, and I put down 8 small batteries on it. Now I have the capacity to provide 8 units of power, and I'm pretty sure that the storage density is almost the same as a medium battery. I haven't tested that though, and I haven't really seen any videos of anybody actually testing the power that they provide in longevity and power density, on a power hungry base. I should do a setup sometime on Calidor where I have a good amount of sun, or heck, just use a bunch of RTGs, power them up to full power, put on the medium storage, run it, and see how long it takes versus small batteries. I guess the only advantage to medium batteries is that it takes 1 lithium and 1 zinc, and I got a medium battery, whereas the small battery takes a ton of lithium if I want to make the same amount. So 3 lithium to make 3 small batteries to make a power supply that supplies 3 power, or do I just use 1 zinc and 1 lithium to make that a medium battery, the base battery?